Please turn sound on, and you will need to use the pause in order to read the comments. Thank you. Here is a fire ant nest which I was about to treat using liquid to drench the nest. However, just before I poured the liquid, I could see very plainly some massive activity of black ants at the base of the fire ant nest. This is a highly reactive clay, develops cracks, fissures quite easily, and it would appear that the black ants are utilizing those fissures to get into the lower galleries of the fire ants. And they are teeming out eggs and grubs, and also some soil as they're clearing the way, probably for more access to those galleries. Possibly the fire ant galleries are stacking eggs or grubs, and the black ants are getting at the back of the gallery, perhaps, or mid-gallery, and stealing these items. There doesn't seem to be any defense going on of the fire ant. Very little activity, as usual, around the fire ant nest. Not unusual. Here we have an example of taking the top off the nest. I used a smaller tool, but since then I've used a larger tool which takes it off more quickly, and the process is much more rapid, scalping the nest and applying the bait. This type of nest is rather awkward in that it has been affected by the rain, flattened and caked, and is a little bit more difficult to scalp. However, the majority of nests are more conical and of a much looser material and can easily be scalped. This is an example. This is simply a demonstration, and I would suggest the amount of avian grain put under this nest is excessive, and it would normally be about half of what you're seeing here. But note the entire process of scalping and applying the bait is seconds, not minutes. However, scalping would not be advised on nests this size, and more appropriate would probably be injection of fipronil at a greater strength than BQ are presently using to get rid of monsters like this, which are around us. The other advantage of applying the bait on top of the nest rather than around is that the local birds are less likely to steal it, and as you can see here, they're quite happy to pick around the edges, and however they are not so keen, and I've never seen any go onto the nest direct for the obvious reasons, and that again preserves the grain for the target species, and this is the red ant, rather than our local bird life. Here we see an example of a nest that was treated a couple of months ago, here collapsed now. However, alongside we just have simply pop-ups, and in fact we have more nests in that area now than we had at the time they were originally treated. I have used this horse paddock as an audit situation, and I have marked with paint 125 nests, which are also marked with the BQ purple paint, indicating that they have treated these particular mounds. Biosecurity treated these nests with Advian, and Advian normally shows results within 2 or 3 days. I returned to the site a fortnight later, and I found of the 125 original nests marked out, there were 96 that were still very active with live fire ants. I again revisited that site 1 month after they had been treated, and of the 125 nests alive and well, there were now 101 of the originals still very active. Another recent example is given here. This is a road T-junction, and there were 72 nests, all of which I marked out by putting yellow tape on the crash barrier. This location sufficiently identified, I did not go along the entire crash barrier where there were other nests evident and mark them up on the crash barrier, assuming that BQ would see them and treat those also. Again, BQ treated these nests with Advian, and I returned a fortnight after treatment and found of the 72 originally reported, 46 were still very active, and furthermore, the additional ones that were in plain view were not treated at all. One would have hoped that biosecurity would have treated the rest of these ant nests, particularly as they are all across the road from a nursery. The nurseries are known hotspots for fire ants, because they allow the fire ants to be transported throughout the suburbs in topsoil and plants, etc. So one would have thought they were given a priority. Note, these findings are common experiences.